I'm Stephen Coates, I'm a musician, I come from London, from the UK, and I make music mainly for film. I'm a music producer, but I write music for other people and I release records. I have a band called The Real Tuesday Weld. I've been releasing music since the 1990s. A few years ago I went to Russia to perform a concert with my band The Real Tuesday Weld, and after the concert I went to a market with some Russian friends. And we were walking in the market and there was a stall, and on this stall there were quite a few strange things, but one thing in particular caught my attention because I'd never seen anything like it before, because it looked like a vinyl record from the old days that you can play on a record player, but it also looked like an X-ray, a medical picture of the inside of somebody's body, the bones inside. So I asked my Russian friends what it was, but they didn't know. The man whose stall it was rather, whatever. But I bought it back to London, and I started to try and find out what it was, where it came from. And the more I found out, the stranger the story became. And this story led me on a journey. In Russia, in the old days, things were very different than now. Now we're used to, we can get our MP3 player, or we can put the radio on, or we can put a CD in the CD player, and we can play whatever we want, whatever music we want at any time. That's no problem. In the old days in Russia, it was not like that. In the communist times, the government decided what music people could listen to. And if the government didn't like some music, for political reasons, for example, then you could not listen to it. And some music which had once been okay to listen to, which was very popular, made by Russian pop stars in the old days, the new government decided that people were no longer allowed to listen to it. Also, in Russia then, it was not allowed to listen to music from America or from Britain or from the West for political reasons, because we were the enemy. Well, the Russian government saw us as the enemy. So, but young people in Russia, of course, wanted to listen to music from America, music from Britain, and they also wanted to listen to old Russian music, but they were not allowed to. Also in those times, it was not possible to be a singer-songwriter. You couldn't just write your own songs and record them. That was not allowed. The only way you were allowed to record a song was if you were a part of the government's approved musicians. So you can imagine most of the songs that were written were very boring. People wanted to listen to whatever they wanted to. So they were always trying to find a way to do this. And then a very unusual thing happened. A Polish man, Stanislaw Filon, arrived in St. Petersburg after the Second World War, and he had with him a recording machine. It looked like a record player, but actually it was a way of making records. You could make your own plastic records with it. It was a very rare machine. He had stolen it from Germany during the Second World War. But with this machine, it was possible to make a copy of another record, a bit like using a tape or copying on your computer now. And even though he wasn't supposed to, he started to make copies of forbidden, illegal music, the music that people were not supposed to listen to. And then he would sell this to music fans, music lovers. When people saw that he was doing this, they started to want to do it themselves. And in fact, another guy, Ruslan Boguslavsky, managed to copy the machine. He made a copy of the Polish man Stanislaw Filon's machine. And with that machine, he started to make copies of these forbidden records. But there's something very important here, right? Is that you've got the machines, but what do you copy the music onto? It's like having a printer or a photocopier machine, but you've got no paper, right? It's useless, okay? There's nothing you can do with it. And of course, they couldn't just buy plastic discs in the shops. This is Russia. The government is looking everywhere. They don't sell these things. If you tried to buy it, they would get suspicious, you know. So they had to invent their own plastic discs.